So today I was on Reddit just having a look at the Football Manager page, and I saw one post on that, and it sparks a little bit of a thinking kind of session in my brain. Just saying, do you reckon after a bad year for Sports Interactive, going into the next FM and beyond, will they lose more licenses after a bad year of game? And that really got me thinking, and it's been kind of just a bit of a conversational thing I kind of have quite regularly, but it really just sent me down a rabbit hole. So I want to talk about that today. What's the possible future for FM in the future? And things I think we've learned from this year. So if this sounds good, stick around, go and grab a cuppa, go and grab a couple of biscuits, and let's jump into this. So, obviously, if you've been living underneath a rock for a few months, FM obviously 26 came out this year. It didn't really have the greatest starts to the year. I think, like, on reviews on Steam, it was like negative, not good at all. A lot of the like veterans of the community were like uninstalling it, asking for refunds and all that stuff, which is totally understandable if you're a long time FM fan. If it's a game that you have been used to for so long and it's completely different, then it's understandable, totally is. But obviously, myself, I've been playing FM since 2013, not as long as some others. People have been playing it since the 90s when it was Championship Manager. Myself, going into FM this year, I knew it was going to be a new engine because obviously there was no FM the year before, no FM25, because they were putting all their focus on FM26. And obviously I know the whole counselling stuff and stuff like that. I did see some of the screenshots of what could have been FM25, which apparently was a very bare-ass game. Didn't really have a lot in it, which I'm kind of happy they delayed it and not just give us this freaking beta game. But I did have a very controversial conversation with some people with maybe if they did release FM25, but maybe if they just released it as a early access game, maybe a bit cheaper, then they're just adding it and just trying to get feedback from the players as it would sort of kind of go. But obviously they probably wanted more of a full game to be released. But that was like a thing I had in my brain. I was like, could they have done that? Maybe they could have done that, but yeah, I don't know. I think it could have been something, but probably not at the same time. It's probably not the way they do things. Yeah, so obviously 26 came out, didn't have the greatest of launches. A lot of people had issues with bugs, this and that, unplayable on console. For myself, I've played it mainly dominantly on PC this year. I played 24 on PlayStation, played it on Switch over the years, and played it on my laptop as well. But this year, mainly on 26, I've been on PC. And I've encountered a couple of issues, probably not as major as some other people, which I feel like I'm quite lucky. Really kind of tainted my experience with FM26. But overall, myself, I've not had a terrible time with it. But from speaking to people, because if you don't know, myself, I do live stream over Twitch. Been streaming FM a bit more regularly over the last like 6 months. And when I get new people, I always ask the question, what's your thoughts on FM26? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you reckon it's going to be good in the future? And it's been a bit of a mixed bag of conversation, it has. And it's been a really good one, it has. A lot of people, some people I spoke to was like, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm sticking with FM24. I'll maybe come back in a couple of years' time. But for now, FM24 is where I'm staying. I'm just going to mod it and stuff like that. Totally understandable. There's some people I have been speaking to going, it's not the greatest. I love the in-game graphic improvement. I love the licenses. Yeah, it's bearable, but it's not great. It's been quite an interesting conversation I've been having with people, like I say. And this is where a take I want to kind of share with you, because I am not a complete Football Manager veteran or anything like that. I've dabbled in it quite a bit. I've probably got a few thousand hours across the years, but not as much as probably other people have probably got 10,000 hours across 20 years or whatever. Myself, I want to share this take with you and get your opinion on this. So, obviously, it sparks this thought process where will they lose licenses in the next FM and beyond? And I straight up want to share my opinion saying no. I don't reckon they will. I reckon if anything, they're gonna excel more because there's no... People love single player Football Manager games or football games. FIFA don't, well, EA Sports don't really do it much anymore. eFootball don't do anything. And I'm someone who came from eFootball because I used to be a Konami boy, Pez. But I feel like single player market, no one else is doing it. And I think when it comes to the sales as well, because it's like, we're not going to lose licenses. They're probably going to gain more because probably the amount of money they're sort of making, because obviously they revamped FM26 and made it a bit more console friendly, stripping out a lot of the things that people loved on PC and trying to make it a bit more user friendly for the consoles. And with that, they've tapped into a whole new mainstream market, console community. And I think next year, I think there's going to be a big drive for mobile. I really do feel like, because this year the FM26 on mobile is based on the FM24 kind of structure. So it'd be interesting to see how the mobile version plays going forward for FM27. So I feel like a lot of people might be like, am I going to dodge it? But I feel like there's still a lot. Look at Call of Duty every year. Look at EAFC every year. These games will always keep selling because there is a demand for it. And especially if they're bringing this to console now, people will buy it. Like myself included, I will get this because it's the only sort of single player football game out there to play nowadays. And it's nothing comes close to it really, unless another person comes along or another company comes along and tries to do something similar to Sports Interactive, but I don't reckon they will. And I know there's been a few people like saying like, oh nah mate, Football Manager's dead, that's it, they can't come back from this. And they will come back from this, I think, because like the numbers, these are unofficial figures as they are, like they've sold say if they sold a game for £40. I don't know what that is in dollars or anything like that. But if they sold that for 40 quid, then I think the total number I found online, they sold like 8 million copies. That might be 10 million by now. Don't know the figure on top of my head. Well, that will be 320 million they have made within this time, which is absolutely insane. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So you could they're probably tapping on the door of like nearly 400 million they've made just this year alone, even though probably taking into account refunds I've had to do and stuff like that. Probably just a majority, because obviously you can't do refunds on consoles and stuff like that. Steam will be a margin, but also I think the large majority of players are going to be on console. A lot of majority are going to be on console. It's been things I've been told from people trying to play FM on console. It's unplayable. It's not the greatest, which is, it's a shame. It's a shame because FM24 on console played absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed it. I did, because it was convenient for playing on, obviously on controller, playable on the PlayStation Portal. It was like really, really good. I quite enjoyed it. Obviously, you could play it any way you wanted to as well, which was even more ideal. Obviously, because you can't take your PC every bloody way, can you? But you take your PlayStation Portal with you, as long as you're connected to Wi-Fi, obviously. This is kind of, I don't reckon they're going to lose their licenses. 100% not. They're going to keep building on the foundations they got. And I know there'll be some people kind of going, nah, Dane, I think you're wrong here, mate. I feel like you're wrong. I want to kind of just share with you, within like games that do badly, but they come back and do good. And this is the realm I'm living with at FM. Yes, FM26 at the minute is not the greatest polished thing. It's very what it is at the minute. You're starting off with something in the middle at the minute, which is all okay-ish. The conversation I've been kind of having with a few people on Twitch, and I have this belief in me. I reckon in a few years' time, we're going to play in a whole different game. And this is why I want to share this with you, because I was originally a PES player. And the last best PES they ever created was PES 2013. In my opinion, my favourite football game ever to exist. And with PES, obviously, if you know, FIFA's a bit more arcadey. PES is a bit more difficult, a bit more to it in a way. Then obviously you've got Football Manager, it's in its own bloody league because it's a whole different thing. But that's what I quite enjoyed with PES. It was like a bit more difficult to it. And they got to 2013, like the 2010, fantastic. 2011, fantastic. 2012, amazing. Then 2013 came out. That was just like a masterpiece. It was like everything about it was great. It's probably the most hours I've ever put into a football game, like when it comes to like PES or FIFA. Just like that, like it was the best. When they had something so great, so I'm going to use the example FM24. A lot of people loved FM24. It was like the greatest thing they've ever created. They've got to this great point. Then they gutted it by moving over to a new engine, and that's what Konami did. They went over to a new engine. They had to learn all these new things, and they released PES 2014. I played it and I went, what the fuck is this? It was like I was playing a demo. The game was so bare, so basic. It was horrible. I don't think I replayed it that much that year. It was really just like, what the hell am I playing? So bare it was. Then 2015 came out. It was a bit better. And then basically, as the years went on, they improved on it, and it got to PES 21, which was the season update. That was the closest thing they've got to PES 13. PES 2013. That was the best thing they've created. And I have that same belief with Sports Interactive. They've got this new engine. They're going to learn more with it. They just need the time and just the learnings of around it. And I feel like, I think when you get to Football Manager 29, I reckon it'll be a whole different game. I really do believe. And I just want to have that kind of belief for the other Football Manager fans out there. It's like, I've been through it myself, where you had this great game, they gutted it out, started from the bare bottom with a new engine, and they're trying to add things in, taking stuff out and trying things. But I just want you all to believe that FM can be great again, even though it's not great at the minute, but stick with it. And I know in a few years' time, it will be a different game from now. You just got to have the mindset at the minute that it's sort of on a journey. They're still learning all these little things. And as time goes on, you would learn all these, they'll learn new things, and then the game will get better and better and better. And I do fully believe in Sports Interactive for that, because I know another company's done it, Konami, and now they're kind of, well, to be fair, Konami now could just gone down the PAX route sort of thing, but the game's still quite all right to play, but it's just pay to win now on that game. But that's the sort of story I want to tell you today, because do believe FM will get better. They won't lose licenses. I feel like it's on a start of a new chapter, and keep believing in it, keep on pushing through all these games. Yes, next year might be a little bit of improvement. There might be some other things we might hate, but it's learning, isn't it? And I think, like I say, when we get to 29 or maybe FM30, it'll be a completely different game. It really will be. But we've got to get through this transition period. Then you might say even 10 years from now, it'll be a completely different game. But you never know, 10 years time, they might get another new engine, then want to reboot again. But you just got to have that in the back of your mind. Just remember, it might be crap now. FM might not, some people might be just thinking, that's it, FM's gone, they're not coming back. There might be some things might not come back. It might not be the same. Like, there were some things in PES 2013 I absolutely loved, which I didn't bring back and weren't ever kind of added again, but you got the memory of it. And that game is always still there in your library, so you can always go back and play it. But sadly, not all things can be added, but some things can be added back. So obviously it just depends on the amount of users using it as well, because I think like shouts, wasn't it? Shouts weren't added when there was a big shout for people to add shouts back in when they added it, because people actually liked it. But there's some other things still not added in, but not many people used it. So that's what I just wanted to share with you today. And I want to kind of get this conversation in the comments down below. What are your thoughts with FM going forward? Are you completely done with it? Do you believe FM will come back? And do you believe in my sort of like theory? Like, at the minute, it's a bit rough, but in a few years' time, it's going to be a whole different game, and it's going to be worth going through each year to get to this masterpiece. Might not be a masterpiece, but it could be close. It could be close to FM24, because obviously FM24 is one of a kind, and I think it will be a lot of people's favourite FMs for many, many years, which is good to have those favourite kind of staples within the game series as you're kind of going over the years. Thank you for listening to me ranting. I just wanted to kind of share that, because like I said, this was just sparked from a Reddit post I saw today, and I just wanted to share that with you and kind of get that out there, because sometimes I just get the conversation out there and just kind of see if anyone else has any thoughts on it. But if you are a fan of FM and you do enjoy watching FM content, make sure you do follow me over on Twitch. I do play over there 3-4 days a week playing Football Manager, and it'd be great to have a conversation with you. Maybe we can pick up the conversation over there. Let us know your thoughts about FM26 and what do you reckon for the future holds for it as well. So yes, thank you very much for listening to me rant. I will see you all later. Have a great rest of your day. See you later. Bye-bye.